Hello, my name is Liliya Zakharova. I am a student mural docent at the City College of San Francisco. As a part of my research, I would like to share with you this video dedicated to a compelling meaning of Diego Rivera's mural, titled Pan-American Unity. His beautiful work is full of symbols. Together, they portray a message that transcends the context of time and goes beyond the ideology of the 1940s, which is when the mural was created. Looking at the mural through this lens of timeless message presents engaging findings, so let us walk through them in this video. When we first look at it, our eyes are immediately drawn to the center. Yet, once we start paying closer attention to the details on all 5 panels, a different pattern comes to mind. Think of it this way: the panels, going left to the right, depict the temporal sequence of events, developing from the past on the left to the present, through Rivera's perspective, in the lower central part, to the future on the right, and finally flowing to the main message of the mural, the Pan-American Unity, in the center. Panel 1 depicts indigenous people busy with their traditional crafts, which fall under the definition of plastic arts. This meant working with the material and giving it shape. Pottery, sculpture, and metalwork can be seen here. We see the old tribes of the pre-Columbian era, and one of their rulers designing a flying machine. The background shows the council and architectural achievements, with mountains in the distance. The panel demonstrates the foundations of the American culture, rooted in the artistic creations and religious traditions of the ancestors. Rivera believed that the roots of any society lie in the early cultural traditions and that their principles can be revived to provide a strong foundation. It reminds us that we should remember and cherish our past, looking at the wisdom of our predecessors and taking inspiration in their marvelous achievements. In panel 2, we see aerial view of San Francisco with diver Helen Krlinkovich on the top. Her image is mirrored on panel 4, continued over the second part of the panoramic view of the Bay Area. Her figure represents a distortion of time and space, bringing the elements of the past and present together to shape our reality. Underneath, a sculptor is working on a figure of an Aztec deity, Quetzalcoatl, associated with lightning and water. Water serves as yet another important symbol. Looking into the future, we should be fluid and welcome change, for this is one of the qualities that helps us shape it. The lower section of the panel shows more people engaged in plastic arts. This activity follows through every section of the mural, emphasizing that manual labor is equally important to intellectual endeavors. We also see the founding fathers of the United States and the great liberators of Mexico. Placed behind the cut branches of the Liberty Tree, which is still standing strong, they emphasize the similarities between the US and Mexico in the struggles for equality. They also represent the core values and principles of the society that we should always strive to uphold. By looking at the figures of those prominent leaders who shaped the world as we know it today, we can also draw inspiration from their achievements. Many people look up to them to this day, and there are many more who followed in their footsteps to build a better world. The lower section of panel 3 continues to highlight inspiration in the native traditions through the image of Frida Kahlo, Rivera's wife. Her art shows how nurturing those beliefs could introduce deeper meaning into someone's work. And of course, there is the depiction of the tree of life and love below the main symbol of the mural. Rivera himself believed love to be one of the basic necessities of man, alongside food and shelter, and the tree draws our attention to the roots of our existence being complete through the presence of love. The 4th panel introduces contributions and achievements of women beyond their involvement in the crafts. It shows another variation of building upon the knowledge of the art and crafts and the heights someone can reach because of that foundation. The lower section of the panel is dedicated to World War II. Rivera painted it as a call to the US to take part in the conflict. However, looking at it now, this section does not seem outdated. It shows the darkest time in the history of humankind and serves as a somber reminder that we can overcome it. There is power in knowing that appalling, tyrannic ideas would fade and crumble, and love and art will always prevail. Panel 5 demonstrates the vision of the future. With the inventors who laid the foundation for current technology, such as the creation of the light bulb by Thomas Edison among other breakthroughs, we also see the height of innovative efforts at the time. The wooden figure of Indian ties this panel back to panel 1, serving as a reminder that the future is shaped from the cultural roots. The background portrays the creation of Shasta Dam alongside the latest industrial innovations in transport, agriculture, gold mining, and energy. The highest mountain peaks in California, Mount Lassen and Shasta, portray the aspirations of the future accomplishments. In the spirit of Silicon Valley, the panel praises innovation and calls to keep working towards new horizons. Finally, we come to the focal point of the mural in the central part of panel 3. It portrays the figure of the Aztec goddess of life and death and mother of all gods, Coatlique, fusing with the Ford stamping machine. This image is a manifestation of the concept Rivera wholeheartedly believed in, the flow and merging of ideas of the creative genius with the technological advancements, going in a circular movement, streaming upwards, reaching its summit, and flowing back down to be renewed, a never-ending cycle of creation, drawing ideas from the past with the vision of the future. Diego Rivera did achieve a memorable effect with his mural, which makes for an engaging research topic. Many of the elements Rivera included in his work carried a slightly different meaning back in the 1940s and were originally placed there with different intentions. Yet, they passed the test of time to highlight the core cultural values and create the timeless message of unity, a message we all should cherish and put forth to this day and onward.